Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patage Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 94 of Yuddha Kanda. In the previous chapters, we saw Ravana getting enraged because of the defeat and the death of his son Indrajita, who had even conquered over Indra himself. And then Ravana, now in this chapter, is ordering his entire personal army to fight, go into the warfield and fight against Rama alone. And he is ordering them to attack on Rama and kill Rama, who is the main force behind the entire Vanara army. Having entered the council chamber, the unhappy king, the mighty Ravana, overwhelmed by the death of his son, seated on his throne in the depth of affliction, breathing like an enraged lion, saluted the leaders of his army and addressed them, saying, "You yourself set out at the head of cavalry with a column of chariots, elephants, and horses with which you are abundantly supplied, and in the fight hurl yourself upon Rama only, overwhelming him with a rain of missiles like clouds in the rainy season. Thereafter, when your sharp darts have pierced his limbs in that great battle, tomorrow I myself will put an end to Rama's life in the presence of in the presence of all beings." On this command from their king, the Titans set out in their swift moving chariots, followed by innumerable battalions armed with maces, harpoons, swords, arrows, and life destroying axes. All those Titans struck the monkeys, who countered them with blows from rocks and trees. Then, as the sun rose, great and terrible struggle ensued between titans and monkeys, fearful to behold, and they struck each other with countless shining weapons, javelins, swords, and axes in the fray, and a prodigious dust storm arising on account of the battle was laid again by the rivers of blood from titans and monkeys. With elephants and chariots as the banks, javelins as the fish, standards as the trees, corpses as the floating logs, rivers of blood flowed. Though soaked in gore, the valiant monkeys, leaping here and there in the fight, hacked the banners, armor, chariots, horses, and weapons of every kind to pieces. With their sharp teeth and nails, the Plavangamas tore the hair, ears, foreheads, and noses of their opponents. 100 of the foremost of the monkeys leaped on every titan like birds on a felled tree, and the titans, like unto hills, struck the redoubtable monkeys with heavy maces, javelins, smitters, and axes. Cut to pieces by their foes for enemies, great army of monkeys sought shelter with Rama, the son of Dasharatha, the only true refuge. Then that exceedingly energetic hero, taking up his bow, penetrating into the ranks of the Titans, overwhelmed them with a hail of darts, and when he entered their lines, like unto the sun entering the clouds, those formidable warriors whom he was consuming with the fire of his shafts were unable to discern him. And the Titans, beholding the terrible exploits of that hero, so disastrous to them, recognized their author to be Rama, and as the passing of hurricane through a forest becomes patent, so when innumerable battalions were overthrown and great cars overturned, they perceived it to be his work, and they beheld their army decimated by arrows, battered and crushed by his shafts. But so rapid were his movements But they could not see Rama, and they were no more able to discern Raghava than beings distinguish the soul that governs the senses. There is the one who is exterminating our cohorts of elephants. There is he who with his sharp arrows is destroying cavalry and infantry. Speaking thus, the Titans taking each other to be Rama in the fight, under this delusion, slew each other in anger, and they were not able to see the real Rama, who nevertheless was destroying their army, for they had all been thrown into the bewilderment by the exceedingly mighty, marvelous, and powerful Gandharva weapon. And sometimes on that vast battlefield, thousands of Ramas appeared to the Titans, and sometimes they could only see one, and the bow of that hero seemed to them to be myriad golden bows, whirling like a circling torch, while Raghava himself remained invisible. With his body the pivot, his strength the luster, his arrows the spokes, his bow the belly, felly, the twanging of the cord and guntler of the sound, the force of his intelligence, his radiance, his splendor, the impetus of his weapon, its circumference, the circle traced by Rama, while he was massacring the Titans, resembled the wheel of time in the eyes of all beings. And in the eighth part of a day, Rama, with his flaming arrows, single-handed exterminated the army of the Titans, who were able to change their form at will, which comprised 18,000 great elephants, 14,000 cavalry, and 200,000 infantry. Exhausted, their horses slain, their chariots shattered, the standards broken, those rangers of the night who had escaped the carnage took refuge in the city of Lanka. That huge entire army attacked on a single person, Rama, who in the past has killed 14,000 demons in the Janasthana under the command of Khara, killing also Kara, Dushana, and Trishara there. Now, here he killed a large army consisting of 1,000 chariots, 18,000 18,000 elephants, 14,000 cavalry, and 200,000 infantry. With the corpses of elephants, infantry, and horses, the battlefield resembled the ground where the mighty Rudra enraged despots himself. Then Devas, Gandharvas, Siddhas, and Paramarishis cried out, well done, lauding Rama's achievement. And the magnanimous Raghava said to Sugriva, who stood near with Jambavan and the foremost of monkeys, Mainda and Dvivida, power to wield this terrible weapon belongs to me and Trayambaka alone. Having destroyed the army of the king of Titans, Rama, the equal of the magnanimous Shakra, who amid darts and arrows transcended all fatigue, received the delighted homage of the celestial host. Thus come to the end, chapter 94 of Yuddha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.